Hello, sir. How are you today?
I'm fine. How you doing?
Real good, real good. I very much appreciate you agreeing to the interview today. As I stated, I like to interview folks and put it up on my YouTube channel. What's your name?
Brian Hunt.
Brian Hunt?
Yep.
My name's Tony. It's very much a pleasure to meet you. I understand you're homeless?
Yep.
How long have you been homeless?
Almost a year.
Almost a year. Where did you live before that?
I lived in Gainesville.
Gainesville? Have you been homeless ever since you came here from Gainesville?
Yep.
Okay. What kind of place did you live in Gainesville?
An apartment.
What made you want to come down here to Pinellas County, Florida, Largo?
My mother lives down here.
Oh, your mom lives here.
Yeah.
What kind of place does she live in?
She lives in an apartment. But
Okay.
I don't really want to stay with her. I want to do my own thing.
You want to try to make it on your own, huh?
Yeah.
Try to figure it out on your own. That's admirable. Are you close to your mom?
Yeah.
You love her?
Yeah.
How many kids does she have?
3
Okay, so you got 2 siblings. They brothers or sisters?
brothers.
All right. So I understand you work here at Cheddar's, correct?
Yep.
We are at the Cheddar's at near US 19 intersection of Roosevelt Boulevard, near the Wawa right here is next door. How long you been working at Cheddar's?
Almost a year. So it's probably about since I moved down here.
Okay. Well, that's good. You get an unemployment history. They apparently like you there.
Yeah.
What do you do? Do you cook?
I'm a cook. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Do you have any drug abuse problems?
Before I moved down here, yeah, I was on drugs real bad before I moved down here.
What was your drug of choice at that time?
Molly.
Molly? Okay. Kind of a new age drug kind of thing.
Yeah.
What other drugs do you like?
I actually haven't been. I've been clean for the last 5 years.
Tell you what, can you try backing up a little for the lighting? Oh, I think you use your backpack on. I'm sorry. Oh, that's much better. There we go. There we go.
I've been clean for the last 5 years.
Okay. Well, that's good.
Thanks to my mom and my relationship with God.
Your relationship with God.
Yeah.
How long have you been a religious man?
I'm not religious. I have a relationship. It's a big difference between religion and relationship.
Do you go to church?
No.
Okay.
I believe that we are the church, and if my father didn't go to church when he was in human form, why should I go to church now? So I have church wherever it lies, or wherever it lands, or wherever the Spirit leads me to speak, I speak. I've only ended up in this situation. I joined the military straight out of high school. I was in the Navy from 2008 to 2011. Got into some trouble right out of the military.
What kind of trouble did you get into?
I went to prison for 39 months right out of the military. I got out in 2013.
What did you get in trouble for, if you don't mind me asking?
Assault.
Assault?
Yeah.
You want to tell us about what happened with that?
I came home on leave to find my then fiance in the house.
Your what fiance?
My then at the time.
Okay, hang on a second. We got some noise. Bear with me. Let's let this noise die down. Okay, so you came home on leave. Did your was it a female?
Yes.
Okay, so your female fiance, you came home, and
she wasn't being faithful.
Was there someone else in the house with her?
Yes.
A male.
Yes.
And they were getting it on.
Yes.
Okay. So you kind of took matters in your own hands, and you got in a fight with him. Did you assault him?
Pretty much.
How bad did he get hurt?
Quite.
You messed this guy up.
Yes. I did 39 months up the road. I've been good. I've been out for 9.5 years. No police infractions.
You've been out for how long?
I've been out of prison for 9.5 years.
9.5 years. Okay. What advice would you give someone, a young man? How old were you then?
I was 20 when I was 23.
You were 23. Came home from the military. Caught your fiance messing around with another guy. You beat the crap out of the other guy. What advice would you give someone, to a young man, 20 years old, that might walk into that situation with a fiance, messing around with him, someone he loved, presume you loved your fiance, wanted to be back with her more than anything, I guess.
Yep.
Pretty normal. What advice would you give someone who walks into that situation and might put themselves in jeopardy of going to prison?
It's not worth it. It's so not worth it. If the person you're with doesn't care about you, then you have to care about yourself. It's so not worth it.
What should someone do instead of losing their temper, lashing out, and beating them up?
Just turn around and leave.
Did you know the person, the male?
No. It was just the principle of the thing. I was out fighting for the country, fighting for people's safety, and then I come home and you're...
Were you stationed somewhere in the military?
Yes, I was stationed in Norfolk, Virginia.
Okay. Did you serve overseas anywhere?
I served in Japan.
You went to Japan?
Yes.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
My first deployment, I stopped in Spain, Australia, Japan, Dubai. I've pretty much been all over the world.
So you're well-traveled.
Well-traveled. I have been in a lot of situations. I've done a lot of things. But my one passion is what I do for a living. I cook. Yeah, my plans for not being homeless is I plan on trying to open my own restaurant.
Okay.
Because I have a passion for food, and I love making people happy, and I feel like food makes people happy.
Do you have a plan for what kind of restaurant, what kind of food you want to serve, what part of town? Any idea yet?
No, I don't have any idea of what part of town, but I have a kind of idea for like a French toast spot.
French toast spot. You know, there was a place on Highland called Yanni's for years that was the French Toast King place. They were great. I loved it. I went there all the time.
Yeah, it's like we have a Waffle House and there's an IHOP, but there's no place for French toast.
Yeah, Yanni's is gone now. Matter of fact, the lady that ran Yanni's is now a greeter at Walmart. Her name is Sylvia. She's an awesome lady. So anyway, don't mean to stray off you. In prison, did you get mental health treatment?
No.
You didn't?
No.
Have you ever had any mental health treatment?
Well, when I was a child, I had mental health treatment for a lot of situations that I'd rather not talk about because that's for a different place and time.
So you had kind of a rough childhood,
Yes.
it sounds like?
Yes.
Maybe some abuse was involved?
Yes.
I
But
got you.
it's for
Okay.
a different place and time.
Yes,
that's
sir.
a part of my walk with God. That's a part of the, the trauma that we have to help other people get through. Right now, it's just not conducive for me to allow people to understand that part of my life or why I am the person that I am.
Have you had any mental health treatment as an adult?
Yes.
Okay.
I have been diagnosed with bipolar disorder and PTSD from my military service. Bipolar disorder runs in my family, so does chronic depression. So I do suffer from mental health issues. My situation is caused basically from self-medication. I think the homeless epidemic now, the pandemic didn't help the homelessness, but right now, living where we live, it's more cost effective to just be homeless and work than to try to pay the amounts of money for these substandard apartments and living situations that they have in the city.
What do these apartments right over here beside Walmart charge? Probably a ton. They got to be $1,800.
$3,500 a month.
$3,500 a month.
Yeah.
It's not really fancy either, is it?
No. $3,500 a month. Where my mother stays, she pays $2,200 a month.
What part of town does she live in?
She lives right down the road. And she lives right down on 19.
Okay.
It's just like it's too expensive to stay here by yourself. I mean, I have 2 jobs and still don't have enough money to pay for an apartment and live like decently.
Where else do you work?
Chili's.
Right up the road.
Yeah, right up the road.
Do you have a car? Do you drive?
No, I ride the bus. I ride the bus or walk.
How many hours a week you work?
I work 7 days a week. Anywhere from 50 to 72 hours a week. It depends.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's hard-working, man. So I got to tell you, you seem very low-key, reserved. You seem likable. You seem approachable. You don't seem intimidating. I bet that works well for you in your employment and just about every situation you have in your life. That I think when people start talking to you, they're not afraid of you.
No. It's easier to operate through life, especially in the country we live in and the timber of the country that we live in. It's easier for us as young black people or young black men to at least make it home by not being the stereotypical angry black person. I just want to go to work and go home and enjoy my life.
Do you have kids?
No. Well, yes, I have a daughter. She stays with her mother. But at the moment, no. I'm by myself because I don't want her in this situation.
Where does her mom live?
They live in Ocala.
Okay. Are you close to your daughter?
Yes, I speak to her all the time.
How old is she?
She'll be 13 on the 19th of this month.
Do you love her?
To death.
Do you miss her?
Every day.
Is there, would you like to send a message to her in case some off chance she ever sees this video? What would you like to say to her?
Lily, your dad may not always be there in person, but I've never forgotten about you. I've never stopped loving you. And I've never stopped working hard to get you back in my life.
Since you've been out of prison, have there been any other instances where you got in a physical fight with someone?
I have literally been... I worked at Waffle House for a while, so yes, there's been some physical altercations. But...
Was it with customers, other employees?
Yeah, it was really like, literally since I've been out of prison, I've been on this big protection thing. And I feel like in certain instances, no instance, period, is it okay for a man to disrespect a woman. Period. I mean, I've done it before. But it's like, just the way that some of us as men treat the women in this country is ridiculous. Like, I've gotten a lot of fights protecting people. It's not really about me. It's about protecting people.
Did you get in trouble with the police over these physical altercations?
No.
Did the police respond?
No, not really. Well, not really. I've only had to actually speak to the police in 3 altercations. And they
How many altercations has there been?
And they weren't even my altercations. I mean, when I got out of prison, I moved into the ghetto, so... But I was the guy who talked to the police when the police came
I
out.
got you. So you were the house man in the ghetto.
Yeah, I was just like okay, the police show up. Hey, man, ain't nothing happened. This one went on. Everything's okay. Blah, blah, blah. I got it. Blah, blah. And it's like, they're like, well, how come you can talk to the police so well? Easy. Because you talk to them.
Well, you seem well-spoken. You seem you're good at talking. I think you're good at talking to people. And I got to tell you, when you tell me you had been in a number of altercations anywhere, I was a little surprised.
It's like, I'm a very big protector. I don't start an altercation, but I'll finish one. I don't like violence. I wasn't raised to be a violent person. I was raised around violent people, which taught me not to be a violent person. My father was probably one of the most violent people I know.
Did you grow up in the same household as your father?
Yes.
Was your mother around too?
No.
Okay.
I just recently got back in my mother just recently, me and her, just got back into each other's lives.
Interesting.
And my mother actually brought forth this person. Because when I met my mom, I was out there.
If I would have asked you, about a year ago you met your mom?
I met my mom about 5 years ago.
5 years ago.
My
Okay.
mom is the reason why I don't do drugs.
So you reconnected with her 5 years ago.
Yeah.
So if I would have interviewed or asked to interview you before then, would you have responded differently than you did today?
I probably would have cussed you out. Because I probably would have been high off my ass.
How old are you now? I can't remember if I asked you that.
I'm 33.
33. Okay. If there's one thing someone could do to help you, like if someone saw this interview, wanted to reach out to you, offer any help, what form would that help take if you could have your choice? What would you like someone to do to help you?
Honestly, what I want to do in my city isn't even for me. I really, really, really want to set up a homeless outreach program in our city. Because the homelessness in our city is ridiculous. And there has to be a way to help these people get jobs and get off drugs and get their life back on the right track. The only thing I'm missing from being a productive part of society is an address. I work, I pay taxes, I pay bills. I don't get in trouble with the police.
When's the last time you got arrested?
The last time I got arrested was when I went to prison. 2010 was the last time I've ever been arrested.
Okay.
Never been, after I got out of prison, never went back, never got arrested. Don't like handcuffs. Can't stand them. Cool with the police. Don't like handcuffs. Will do whatever it takes to not go back.
So an opportunity that I give people when I do these interviews, if you like, you can give a phone number. And if someone sees this video and they appreciate you, they like you, if they want to give you any opportunity, give you any help, they can do that. If you'd like to give a phone number out, it's up to you.
My contact number is 813-303-5516.
Okay. Anything else you'd like to add to the interview before I terminate the interview?
If at all possible, if you're listening or you watch this video and you want to get a true experience or a true feeling of the presence of the power of God, go on YouTube and look up Apostle Lisa Hunt. That's Apostle L-E-S-A-H-U-N-T.
Apostle Lisa Hunt.
That is my mother.
Okay.
But she is one of the most powerful preachers you will ever listen to. She saved me from the streets. She could save you.
Very interesting. Sounds like you got a good relationship and really, really respect and look up to her.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.